The party was wild, filled with music, laughter, and the scent of expensive liquor. The energy was electric, and among the crowd were 4 girls: Riley, Mona Lisa, Jade, and Sam. They danced, drank, and charmed their way through the night, surrounded by wealthy men who showered them with attention. By the time the party ended, they were intoxicated, both by the alcohol and the thrill of the night. A sleek, expensive car dropped them off at the school gate. As they stepped out, their hands were filled with wads of cash. Excitement bubbled in their chests. They had made it big once again. Quickly, they changed back into their blue-check hostel uniforms and signaled the gatekeeper. He glanced around to ensure no one was watching before letting them in. They greeted him with playful cheers, and he grinned knowingly, holding out his hand. Without hesitation, they handed him his share before slipping into the hostel unnoticed. At St. Rosewood Academy, a school known for its strict discipline and academic excellence, Riley, Mona Lisa, Jade, and Sam were considered the hottest, most glamorous girls. Many admired them, and even more wished to befriend them. The next day in class, they sat together, gossiping and laughing about their wild night. A shy girl approached them hesitantly, holding a small gift. "Can I be friends with you?" she asked timidly. The girls exchanged amused glances before bursting into laughter. Mona Lisa, with a smirk, stepped forward. "Of course you can," she said mockingly, "but only if you lick our feet." The girl's face turned pale as the 4 girls walked away, still laughing. Academics were never their priority. While lessons were being taught, they would either be applying makeup, whispering about their latest escapades, or secretly texting their wealthy lovers. Despite their lack of seriousness, they always managed to pass their exams by seducing and manipulating male teachers. Their curves and bold attitudes made them the center of attention, and the teachers, blinded by their desires, easily fell for their schemes. Female teachers, however, were not so easily fooled. They constantly complained about the girls' inappropriate dressing, short skirts, tight blouses, and their overall reckless behavior. But Riley, Mona Lisa, Jade, and Sam didn't care. They carried themselves like queens, spinning elaborate lies about their backgrounds. "My dad owns one of the biggest food companies," Riley would say. "Well, mine is a highly successful businessman," Mona Lisa would add. The truth, however, was far from their claims. They came from poor backgrounds, living a life of deception, not only fooling others but also themselves. In reality, they didn't even know much about each other outside of school. Their friendship was built on lies and convenience. On visiting days, they made sure their parents never came, fabricating excuses to keep them away. Instead, their sugar daddies arrived in luxury cars, laughing and talking with them as they handed over expensive gifts, food, and stacks of money. Hey, amazing people! Hope you're enjoying the story. If you are, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And for more exciting stories, turn on the post notifications bell so you never miss an update. Other students watched in awe, whispering among themselves. Some assumed the men were their wealthy fathers, but no one knew the truth, except the 4 girls who lived a double life, balancing school with their secret, scandalous world. The next day at the assembly hall, the principal addressed the students about discipline, reminding them to be well-behaved and focus on their studies before they marched off to their respective classes. While the girls were in class, a new student walked in with a teacher. To Mona Lisa's surprise, it was May, a girl from her church back home. Fear crept into Mona Lisa's heart. May knew things about her that she didn't want anyone in school to find out. As soon as she got the chance, she confronted May. "Stay out of my business and keep away from me," Mona Lisa warned. May was taken aback. "Why? What's wrong? Aren't we friends?" "Friends? With you?" Mona Lisa scoffed before walking away. May, a deeply spiritual girl known for her prophetic dreams, noticed how Mona Lisa always seemed uneasy around her. It worried her, but she kept her thoughts to herself. Later that evening in the girls' hostel, Jade received a call from one of their wealthy sugar daddies. He was hosting a party and wanted them to come. Excited, Jade, Mona Lisa, Riley, and Sam squealed in delight, eager for the fun and money that awaited them. They could hardly wait for the day to come. That night, May had a terrifying dream. She woke up drenched in sweat, fear gripping her chest. Without hesitation, she rushed to Mona Lisa's bed. "Mona Lisa, she whispered urgently, shaking her awake. I had a terrible dream about you and your friends. You went to a party and never returned. I don't know why, but my dreams always come true. Are you planning to go somewhere? Mona Lisa rolled her eyes. Where would I be going? We're in boarding school, and you know we're not allowed to leave the premises. Keep your dreams to yourself. The next morning, Mona Lisa laughed as she told her friends about May's warning. They all dismissed it as nonsense. Later that day, May approached them again, pleading with them to take her dreams seriously. The girls ignored her. But that evening, as they prepared for the party, Jade found herself unable to shake off May's words. A wave of fear washed over her. Babies, she said, her voice laced with hesitation. What do you think about what that girl said? No one has ever had such a horrible dream about me before. I've been thinking about it all day. Maybe we shouldn't go. Maybe we should make up an excuse for Chief. Riley scoffed. Are you serious? You want to cancel just because of a dream? Mona Lisa dismissed Jade's concerns with a wave of her hand. Don't mind that girl, Jer. Nothing will happen. This isn't our first time. When the time came, they quietly sneaked out of the hostel, heading toward the school's back gate. As usual, they charmed the gateman, handing him some money after sweet-talking him. Just as they were about to step outside, Jade hesitated. I can't do this, she said, shaking her head. You girls should go without me. Mona Lisa and the others tried to convince her, telling her she would regret not going. But Jade stood firm. Eventually, they shrugged and left, disappearing into the night while Jade turned back toward the hostel. By morning, Jade noticed something strange. The girls had not returned. They were supposed to be back hours ago. A sense of unease settled in her chest as she dialed their numbers, but all their phones were switched off. She tried calling Chief's number as well, but it too was unreachable. Panic gripped her. I hope nothing bad has happened to them, she whispered to herself. Later that day, whispers spread across the class. Mona Lisa and the others were missing. The news quickly reached the school authorities, who launched an investigation. When questioned, Jade told them everything, from sneaking out to the deal with the gateman. The principal was deeply disappointed. Investigators traced Chief's house, only to find it completely abandoned. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, the school reported the matter to the police, who launched a full-scale search. The gateman was immediately arrested and sacked. As the investigation deepened, a horrifying truth came to light. Chief and his men were human traffickers. They drugged young girls, erasing their sense of awareness, and sold them into unknown fates. The news sent shockwaves through the school. When the families of the missing girls arrived at St. Rosewood Academy, the air grew heavy with grief. Mona Lisa's mother, a frail woman with calloused hands from years of hard labor, collapsed at the principal's office doorstep, wailing uncontrollably. My daughter! My only hope! Where is she? She cried, clutching her chest as if the pain might tear her apart. Riley's father, a taxi driver, stood frozen in shock. His lips trembled as he whispered. She told me she was studying hard. She promised she'd make me proud. His weathered face, once filled with hope, crumpled under the weight of betrayal and heartbreak. Jade watched as Sam's younger brother, no more than 10 years old, clung to their mother's dress, his innocent eyes filled with confusion. Mama, when is Sam coming home? He asked softly. His mother couldn't answer. She simply pulled him into her arms, sobbing into his hair. The police officers gave no words of comfort. No promises. Just cold facts. There was no trace of the girls. As the reality set in, the wails of the mothers echoed through the school halls, a painful reminder that sometimes, when daughters chase a life of glamour, they leave behind only heartbreak and unanswered prayers. Desperate. It was then that the other students learned that Mona Lisa and the others had come from poor backgrounds. Jade broke down in tears, realizing how close she had come to sharing their fate. This could have been my story, too, she sobbed, thanking God for sparing her. She also felt deeply indebted to May, the girl who had dreamt about the tragedy before it happened. The female teachers reacted with a mix of shock and resignation. Some had seen trouble brewing, but no one expected it to escalate this far. Despite everything, Jade was not expelled, though she faced multiple punishments for breaking school rules. The school recognized the severity of the situation and how lucky she had been to escape be alive. Years passed, but the missing girls were never found. Their fate remained an unspoken tragedy. A final call to young girls. Your future is bright and full of potential. Don't trade it for momentary thrills. Respect yourself, stay focused on your education, choose your friends wisely, and remember that shortcuts to wealth and success often lead to destruction. The choices you make today will shape your tomorrow.